Welcome back to 5-minute parenting tips. This time I'm going to spend 5 minutes talking about how we work in manners in a fun way with our children. First of all, we have to remember that we're the role model. So we need to try and say thank you every time they give us things and please ourselves, because children learn everything through imitation. We can also play with Teddy on a rug, and we're taking turns with Teddy. Teddy's turn, your turn, my turn, Teddy turn when they're about to, and saying, I'd like a turn, please, Teddy, and thank you when the turn is taken. When my children were a bit older, often we need to just model by whispering please, or thank you, or magic words. So we get used to saying this. When my children were older and they knew this, and they would ask for requests and the voice would be whiny and there was no please, I used to play a game. So when they were about 4 or 5, I would say, oh, I don't know what it is, but when my body hears that voice and something's missing on the end, I just go really slow. And I would literally go really slow. And then they'd say, could I have a biscuit, please, Mum? And I'd say, oh, there we go, my body wants to work now. Sometimes I would hold on to the plate. And then they would realise and say, oh, thank you. Now, even when they were older, I say to them as teenagers, manners matter. You don't actually realise that manners open doors. When you go to work in your first job, if you smile, you use manners, that's all you need to do. Manners matter. So when we did go to play dates, and I would pick them up, for years I would whisper, thank you for having me, and they'd say, thank you for having me, before we went. When they were older teenagers, I would just stand on the doorstep, and they realised, that something was missing before we were going to go. And it's a bit embarrassing when your mum just stands on the doorstep after saying goodbye and they say, oh, thank you for having me, thank you for my meal. And so there's a way that we can play some fun games. If you were trying to reinforce it with children, you could tell a story of a dog that says, I want a ball, I want my food, and doesn't use manners, and people are looking a little bit and oh, what's happening with this dog? And then the dog learns to go, oh, could I have my ball, please? Woof, woof. And the ball is thrown to him. And lots of things happen for the dog now because people around him are smiling and he's not sounding so angry and so gruff. And what a wonderful world it is when he gets his food and his ball and all these things. So I do believe manners matter. And we don't have to force children, we can just say it for them. That's okay. But if we do role model please and thank you, if we do play some games so they're not totally bossing us around without any manners, if we do teach them when they go and they have a meal at someone's house or someone looks after them or stays with them that they say thank you, these are all really lovely skills, not only for the child, but the child will be met with warmth when they say them. The adults around them will say, oh, that's fine, Jess, come back again. As a teacher, I've noticed there's been it's a diminishing manners. And when I hand things out, maybe one person in 10 will say thank you. And I'll say, oh, what beautiful manners. And then everybody else will say them too. So I need to tell you, thank you for watching this video. I hope you've got a few tips to make manners just a fun part of your family routine. Not grumbly, just a few games. Like the go slow, or the hold the plate, or the whispering, or the storytelling. Just so you can have some manners in your house and happy parenting. So, my books are Happy Child, Happy Home, Creative Discipline, Connected Family. They're available on www.skiptomylooparenting.com within Australia, but they're available on any single book site, Amazon, Booktopia, all across the world as ebooks. Please tune in again. You can press subscribe, you can hit the thumbs up. I will see you next time. Happy parenting.